I want to tell you all about this man, Philadelphia Flyers defenseman Ivan Provorov. In short, it was Pride Night for the Flyers, where players could choose between this right here, rainbow-themed numbers, or rainbow-themed tape on their sticks, seen right here. Again, this is only for warm-ups. And that's when Ivan Provorov decided, you know what, I'm not going to come out for warm-ups. But what was his reason? He cited his religion, which he says is Russian Orthodox, and also that he respects everybody. Now here's the thing. When looking at his religion, the patriarch said the so-called were a threat to families and added that when laws are detached from morality, they cease being laws people can accept. He equated this to that.
I respect everybody. I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself.
Stop forcing people to do this. Stop. He doesn't want to wear that flag on his jersey because he doesn't want to. He doesn't believe in it. He supports you, though. See, this is what's wrong with the community. This is why I don't want to be part of that community. I don't even want to wear that flag. Me, I don't even want to. I never wanted to. I never did. Okay, stop. I thought y'all didn't like culty shit. Isn't that culty to make people wear something that you believe in and they don't? Like, why can't he just play hockey? What's the problem? Y'all are embarrassing.
All right, guys, so we got to follow up on this story about Ivan Provorov, who is a NHL hockey player for the Philadelphia Flyers, and his brave stance against the LGBTQ indoctrination that is being pushed on society through these woke corporations and sports leagues, okay? Because the NHL and the Philadelphia Flyers decided that, hey, we're going to celebrate Pride, okay? We want to be woke. And therefore, they were requiring the players, or that, you know, they had the players wear Pride patches or Pride jerseys or Pride paraphernalia doing warm-ups before the game on Pride Night. Even Provorov, being a devout Christian, said, hey, this is against my religion, and I don't want to participate. I'm not going to wear this patch. I'm not going to wear this jersey. I'm not going to wear this paraphernalia. And he decided to sit it out. Now, this caused the woke mainstream liberal media to lose their mind. Yesterday, I did a video coverage of a woke media analyst who I think works in Canada. And his reaction to it, again, he lost his mind over this. I think he called for the NHL to fine the Philadelphia Flyers like $1 million or something like that because one of their players decided not to support Pride, right? But you have another woke media so-called journalist that works for NHL's network, EJ Haradak, who goes even further than that, as he basically is calling for Ivan Provorov to be deported back to Russia and to go fight and presumably die in the war in Ukraine. No, I'm not kidding. He literally called for Ivan Provorov to be deported back to Russia. Take a look.
And Ivan Provorov can get on a plane any day he wants and go back to a place where he feels more comfortable, take less money, and get on with his life that way, if it's that problematic for him. And he's been in North America for a long time. He played in the Western Hockey League. He's now been in Philadelphia for many years. If this is that much of a problem for him to maybe assimilate into his group of teammates and in the community and here in this country, that's okay. Listen, you can feel any way you want. But the beauty is, if it bothers you that much, there's always a chance to leave, go back where you feel more comfortable. I understand there's a conflict of sorts going on over there. Maybe get involved. So,
Yeah, so that's probably one of the more effed up takes that I've heard from a so-called sports media analyst, right? Basically telling him to go back to his country, go back the way he's from or whatever, and, you know, basically go fight a war, okay, die in a war. That's what I'm going to extrapolate this to, because he's essentially saying, yeah, go back to Russia and go fight for Russia in Ukraine and, again, possibly die. That is what he's saying, which is extremely effed up, okay, because America is not about LGBTQ, right? And not supporting LGBTQ does not mean that you don't support America or that you don't believe American values. I think a fundamental part of American values is freedom of speech, which apparently these people are against, okay? You have to be for the LGBTQ pride stuff. You have to, worship the LGBTQ woke altar, or else, they're calling for you to, leave the country, right? They want you to be deported. Again, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. But we'll span a little bit more on that. I do want to play a clip here, right? Some goodness is coming out of this, right? As we have the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers, John Tortorella, who is actually coming out here and defending his player by saying, look, he has the right to not wear it if he doesn't want to wear it, if it's against his beliefs. He doesn't have to wear it, and I support him and him standing on his beliefs. And it is a breath of fresh air. Take a listen.
Yeah. As I said, Provy did nothing wrong. Just because you don't agree with his decision doesn't mean he did anything wrong. Let me put it to you this way. In my experience, I think it was back in, was it 16, when I was asked a question about the flag, right? Would you sit if the player? That's when Kaepernick was sitting. He wasn't kneeling. He was just sitting at that time. They asked me, if a player sits, what would you do? And what did I say? I said the player would sit the rest of the game. I was wrong. I learned a lot through that experience. My feelings towards any type of protest to the flag during the anthem, it disgusts me. To this day, it disgusts me. It shouldn't be done. Those are my feelings. I can't push those feelings onto someone else. So I was wrong in saying that back then. I didn't realize I was, but as I went through it all, it was, who am I to push my feelings onto someone else? Same situation here. Provy's not out there banging a drum against Pride Night. He quietly went about his business. Him and I had a number of conversations to how we're going to do this. You have the team, you have him, you have all this going on. Talked to lots, went through the whole process there. He felt strongly with his beliefs, and he stayed with it. And this was discussed as prior up to that. But that I'm trying to make a correlation to how I was wrong. You asked me if I was going to bench him. Why would I bench him? Because of a decision he's making on his beliefs and religion? It turned out to be a great night for Pride Night.
Yeah, so this coach makes some great points here, right? And I think he kind of exposes the hypocrisy on the left when it comes to this issue, because when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for police brutality, right, there was all for him doing that. It was, oh, no, it's totally fine, blah, 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 blah. We don't care who gets offended and such and such and such, right? He's standing up for his beliefs, or kneeling for his beliefs in that case, which, I'm not entirely convinced that that is what he was kneeling for, but that's what he claimed, right? They defended his right to freedom of speech. They defended his right to kneel and to not participate in the national anthem. They defended that, okay? Now, when it comes to this situation right here, they're now forcing Ivan Provorov to basically participate in the LGBTQ ritual before the game, right? But when Kaepernick was doing it and he was getting backlash for it, they defended that and say, no, he has the right to do that. That is his beliefs. Again, the freedom of speech goes both ways, man. When Kaepernick was protesting, when he was kneeling for the national anthem, I hated it, right? I said that, hey, I think he should stand. I think it's disrespectful to the flag. I think it's disrespectful to this country. I think it's disrespectful to the military. I think it's disrespectful to all the fallen soldiers, okay? Or, soldiers that have lost their lives fighting for this country. However, I never once called for Kaepernick to be banned from the NFL, right? I never said that he shouldn't be allowed to play. His play was so bad that he basically, again, kicked himself out of the NFL because he wasn't good enough, right, to be in the NFL anymore. But I never called for that. I also don't think he should have been punished for it. Yes, I can openly express my opinion on my dislike for it, but I'm not calling for him to be punished. I never called for him to be punished for it. Okay, because if the NFL allows it, they allow it, and it is what it is. Okay, if they allow that type of speech, that's on them. Now, the NFL as a league, if they want to punish it, that's on them as well too. But I never call for him to be punished. But in this situation right here, right, the woke crusaders that defended Kaepernick and his freedom of speech, right? Oh, they don't believe in that for Ivan Provorov. He can't stand up for his own beliefs because his beliefs are bigoted, right? Again, it's amazing how that works. It really is. And these same people, just imagine if the Philadelphia Flyers, and again, I hope and pray that this happens one day. I really want to see this. I want to see the reaction from the left because this will truly expose hypocrisy. If one day one of these teams decided we're all going to wear crosses, we're going to wear crosses on our uniform in celebration of Christmas or Easter or, whatever, right? We're just going to have a national recognition day for Christians, which, maybe some of these sports teams should do, right? Maybe they should do that, okay? And we're going to have our players wear, cross patches and, Christian paraphernalia. I guarantee you, if one of the players decided, hey, I'm not Christian, and this goes against my beliefs, I don't want to support this, I guarantee you, these leftists will be out the woodwork defending any player that decided they don't want to participate in that. Said that's his right. He shouldn't have to wear religious paraphernalia. He shouldn't have to support Christianity if he doesn't want to. Again, that's what really bothers me about this. It's the hypocrisy. That's what kills me. Because it's one thing if you're standing on principle, right? If you're standing on principle, hey, it is what it is. But that's not what the left is standing on here. They're standing on pure hypocrisy. Totally fine to kneel for the national anthem to say, hey, I don't want to participate in that activity, right? I don't want to participate in that. But it's not okay to say, hey, I don't want to participate in pride. Amazing, right? The left is totally fine with you not participating in honoring the military in this country. Totally fine. But if you say, hey, I don't want to participate in honoring the LGBTQ community, oh my God, he's a bigot. It's the worst thing ever. Again, I want to see one of these teams step up to the plate and wear a Christian patch, some Christian paraphernalia on their uniforms and see how these people react. I want to see that. Because all these people, I guarantee you, they will come out the woodwork and say, oh, it's unfair for teams to force players to wear that or for a player to be punished for having to wear that. You can't do that. You can't be imposing your beliefs on other people. The problem is that these people, they don't see their LGBTQ agenda, the woke agenda, as what it is, which is a religion. It's a religion at this point. Because just like back in the day when you didn't go along with, religion, okay? If you was a heretic, if you was saying blasphemous stuff, you got burned at the stake. The modern day lynching, the modern day burning at the stake is cancel culture that the left perpetuates in our society for people who, again, don't want to adhere to the woke religion. If you don't bend the knee at the woke altar, what happens to you is that they call for your cancellation until you get canceled. And all these, woke corporations and companies, they capitulate because they're afraid of hurting so-called minorities and people who claim to be victims. They're afraid of hurting their feelings. And it really is a fresh air to see the coach of this team stand up for Ivan Provorov, stand up for his player and his right to express his opinions and beliefs, to stand up for his beliefs, stand on his religion, while at the same time calling out some of these people and their hypocrisy when it comes to the Kaepernick situation. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.